Hello and welcome to St George's Park, the home of English football. But today we have the FA National Futsal Series on the agenda for you, with live action from the Women's Tier 1. Futsal is FIFA's official form of indoor football. It's five-a-side, fast-paced, always entertaining and usually highly dramatic as well. Expect there to be plenty of skills and saves as well as goals galore too, so you won't want to take your eyes off any of the action. There are two fixtures being played in the women's top flight today, and this is the second of those, with Bloomsbury having already beaten Helvetia. It's match day 6, and it's Southampton Aztecs taking on Bolton. Good afternoon, I'm Isaac Barrington, and alongside me again for this one in the commentary box is Matt Hardy. Matt, Southampton and Bolton, which way do you see this one going?
So really big game for both clubs in completely different situations. For Bolton, it's an opportunity for them to push on and push into that top four. Depending on how the game went, they could push themselves as high as third. For Southampton, they will see it as an opportunity to try and get some points on the board. They've had a really difficult start to this season, as that league table graphic shows, and they'll be hoping they can get some points on the board, get something from this game and give themselves something to build on as they go into the new year.
We can see there on the league table, these are the bottom two, with Bolton having just drawn one and lost the others, but Southampton finding it equally hard and yet to pick up a point this season.
Yeah, and completely different, though they are the bottom two, completely different sort of issues that they're going through. Bolton have been competitive in games and are losing out with quite a young squad, whereas Southampton at times are really just struggling, and we get it, there's a lot of travel for them, isn't there, but really just struggling to compete with some of the teams at this level, and it's one where they're desperately trying to learn as they're going through things, and hopefully they can start to get some results and find some competitiveness as this season goes on.
There are Southampton's results so far this season. It's been a torrid campaign for them, but they have played the reigning champions, Birmingham WLV, from last season's campaign twice already this season. And Bloomsbury, who, if you missed it, beat Helvetia by 4-1 earlier, so difficult fixtures for them, albeit the fact that they've lost them all.
They're all difficult fixtures at this level, aren't they? As you take a look at this one as well, Bolton's solitary point was a draw against Helvetia in round 2, their first game of the season. They were buzzing with that and looked really, really positive, and then they've had tough games against Bloomsbury and Birmingham after that. So that league table graphic doesn't tell the whole story of where they're at, does it? But for both of them, they'll be hoping that today they can get something from this and something that they can build on moving forwards.
Well, the teams are making their way out onto the court at St George's Park. It's the final game today before we have the attention turned to the men's Tier 1 tomorrow with a full round of fixtures. But here in the women's Tier 1, it's Southampton Aztecs in the red and Bolton in all black. Let's have a look at how the two teams line up then, starting with the Aztecs, Southampton. They have their captain and goalkeeper Lauren Saylor between the sticks. The rest of their starting five are Becca Tonks, Laura Ingram, Alicia Povey and Rebecca Moody. And the three substitutes are substitute goalkeeper Mo Delaney, Kaylee Tonks and Nicola Curtis. Their coach is Will Wilson. For Bolton then, as you mentioned, Matt, it is a very dynamic and youthful squad that they have. Joy Lowe is the goalkeeper, Lila Booth, Lily Robinson, Rebecca Foster and their pivot Laura Tobin start. Kirsty Corral, Jade Bolton and Jade Bentley are the substitutes, coached by Mick Parrish. Kirsty Corral, a new name on the team sheet for Bolton. What a big addition she could prove to be to this Bolton team.
Definitely a really talented, experienced player, joins from Cheshire, and she's somebody who I think will be a big asset to them with that youthful squad. Having that experience, having that know-how on court is surely only going to benefit these young players and their development. Another interesting addition back in their squad today is actually assistant coach Vito Bambini. You've probably heard him already over the pictures. He is loud. He'll be their biggest cheerleader. He'll be right in the mix throughout the game. So yeah, he'll be the guy who you're hearing shouting from the sidelines throughout.
Yeah, as we take a final look at the two teams before we get underway. Your referees for this one, by the way, are head referee Will Thompson, second referee Will Patterson, and the timekeeper is Ollie Rodriguez Ballinger. Two periods of 20 minutes then, as ever in futsal, with the clock stopping every time the ball goes out of play. And we are underway with Southampton kicking from left to right as we look at it from the main camera position at St George's Park. Rebecca Tonks sends that one long, looking for Povey, but Bolton do well to intercept. Rebecca Moody places the ball down on the line and takes that kick in. Already we see Lauren Saylor venture forward from the regular goalkeeper's position. That's something that Southampton look to use a lot, isn't it, Matt?
It is, and it's unconventional, and it works for them sometimes. Other times it doesn't. But they'll keep doing it. You know they will. You know that's how they're going to play, and they've just got to learn the right times. Lauren's got to know when she can go and when she can't, and that's an Achilles heel for them so often, because they get it wrong. They've got experienced players in the mix now, though. It's a good opening straight away. Yeah. Defending from Foster in the end.
It was very important defending from Rebecca Foster. As Alicia Povey and Rebecca Tonks just found room momentarily in behind the Bolton defence. Early set piece, it's crowded out, appeals for handball, but the game's allowed to continue. Povey scoops that one, looking for Ingram, and it's behind.
Interesting start though, just on that one. Bolton, just a lapse of concentration, wasn't it? And Lauren Saylor's long ball kind of gave them an opportunity. Here's
flicked round the corner there for Layla Booth, and it's a good stop by Saylor. Booth bearing down on goal, got the strike in.
It's a really good stop, isn't it? That she's had to stand tall and control that situation. Here's Bolton going fly goalkeeper from this as well. Taking a look, it's a really clever pass from Laura Tobin. And Layla Booth does everything right, hit the target. The only thing you could say is shoot high as a player there. Give the goalkeeper as little chance as possible.
Breaks back for another promising moment there for Bolton, although the goalkeeper Saylor was able to pounce. Moody here to Rebecca Tonks. Tobin with the armband, offloading that to the right. And it's back again with Saylor. Povey desperately trying to prevent the ball from crossing the near side touchline, but wasn't able to do so there.
Yeah, ball always working against her, wasn't it? Just rolling away. Really difficult one to get hold of.
Foster's parallel, runs into touch.
It's really interesting how last time we were on BT Sport, Southampton were defending with this half court as well, and they at times I was quite critical of them being quite passive. So I'm really interested to see how they've sort of learnt from that and developed that, because you could see from the coaches that they were wanting them to go and engage a little bit more, and just a couple of times early on inside their own half they are looking to engage a lot quicker, and hopefully if they can continue with that standard, it will help them with being more competitive in games. It's the harshest of learning environments, futsal. It's so unforgiving.
Yeah, relentless, and the fixtures keep coming thick and fast for them. Here's Lowe with 4 seconds inside her own half. Booth, nice ball, then back to Tobin. Foster, loose, gives it away. Long range effort, looking to catch low out there.
It's an interesting one, wasn't it? I don't think anybody else saw it coming, but Ingram certainly felt that there was a need for it. Just for a split second, it had Joy Low worrying, didn't it? She just needed to get her angles. So it's these sorts of areas where last time out Southampton didn't engage very well. I think you're okay when the ball's on the halfway line. It's when it goes into here, they've got to make sure that they engage quickly and don't allow the room or the time for Bolton to basically pick the passes that they want to play.
Yeah, that time the pass wasn't quite pinpoint for Bolton, and it's a period of possession back with Southampton. Forward to Povey. Back again looking for Povey, but it was just behind where she was positioned, and Tobin has it for Bolton. Best chance of the game so far came for Bolton and Lila Booth, as she's after this one again.
Yeah, and it's one where, as a young player, she's tried to almost commit the goalkeeper. Lauren Saylor stood up, and it meant that it was a comfortable save for her in the end. I think in those situations, the message from Mick Parrish would be shoot high, give the keeper nothing to do. Again, Joy Low scampering across, wasn't she? They had her worried. So far, it's been quite open. Both teams are having chances.
Yeah, a fairly even start to what we've seen so far. Opportunity there for Southampton that they don't take, though, and it stays goalless. Here's Booth. Robinson across to Tobin. Crowded out. Southampton coming forward again with body streaming forward. It's 3v1 if they work that right. They didn't. Unfortunate, because the pass was the right choice. It's not quite the execution.
Yeah, just took it too early. I think it's the right choice, but you've got to wait for Rebecca Foster to commit. And once she's committed, then play that pass. But it's good moments for them. Alicia Povey did really well on halfway just to tow that ball away and get Rebecca Tonks in the ascendancy, moving forwards.
Foster. Back to Foster again. Lowe has space in possession now. It's the Bolton goalkeeper. Southampton dropping ever deeper. Long lofted pass, but evaded everyone.
So what Southampton are trying to do on that fly goalkeeper there is just defend territory almost.
Opportunity for them here through Rebecca Tonks. Lowe looked to try to start the counter-attack quickly, but it was very risky with Kaylee Tonks lurking.
I don't think she saw her. I think she's gone to roll the ball out thinking that she'd pick the shot off, and I don't think she saw her. Kaylee Tonks very, very nearly nipping in. Joy Lowe's got away with one.
Foster. That's the fix for Bolton. Here's Booth. Bolton kicking.
Good defending from Rebecca Tonks there. Happy to concede that kick in, but just seeing out that danger.
Foster strike there blocked away by Povey. Out once more for take two. Foster across to Lowe. Foster not the best of controls, and it's given the ball away. Presented the opportunity for Kaylee Tonks, who comes oh so close to the game's opener.
And that's that risk element of playing with a fly goalkeeper. If you're not secure with your passes, you present opportunities to the opposition. Kaylee Tonks there, really. It's only narrowly wide, isn't it? She'll feel she should hit the target, and it should be 1-0 to the Aztecs.
Yeah, well, certainly warning signs for Bolton. If you take a look at it again, it was just that heavy touch which brought about the trouble for Foster, and
yeah, just a lapse of concentration, wasn't it? And didn't really set. They didn't set move up or the pattern play well.
Sailor forward to Povey. Nobody there though in red, and Moody had made the run out of where Povey's pass went. Here is Kirsty Corral looking to make an instant impact in a Bolton shirt.
Really smart turn, wasn't it? Actually, just to free up that space for her, that's what Kirsty will bring to this team.
Opportunity here down the other end though, as Southampton went route one to create that, and Povey forces the save out of low.
And it is route one, but I tell you what, the position they find themselves in the table, they'll take it, won't they? If they can get goals from any means at this moment in time, a lead would be brilliant and be huge for them. They just need a confidence boost. I think what we saw so many times with Southampton last season was when they had these boosts of confidence, they had their good spells, they were good and they were competitive. And so far this season, they've just really struggled with them, haven't they?
Katie Tonks. That's a nice ball forward to Povey if she can control. She wins the corner.
She's done well. Her touch just let her down slightly, put pressure on herself. Was able to play off Corral.
Katie Tonks here lurking towards the second post as Moody fires the left-footed strike in, but it's off target. Still 0-0 and no fouls either. Southampton retreat once more and Bolton build from the back. Well, that's nice, and this is promising for Bolton. The strike was opted for by Jade Bentley, freshly on for Bolton.
And Jade Bolton was flying into the middle of the area in support. He should be disappointed that pass hasn't come.
Yeah, opted to take the shot on, did Bentley, but perhaps the pass was the better option. Here's Corral. As Bolton look to take the game to Southampton. Nice lofted pass as Bentley there loses out and loses possession. Povey, well tackled, big strong challenge from Tobin. Southampton kicking though.
It's very scrappy, isn't it, at the moment? Two teams just feeling each other out, not really taking any sort of ownership over the game or really grabbing any control.
Yeah, ebbs and flows at the moment. Southampton work something from here. Sailor can't have the ball again in her own half. Up to Povey. Here's Kaylee Tonks. Corral takes control and Corral breaks free of halfway with the ball. Then runs into traffic though in the form of a couple of red shirts. Southampton come forward themselves through Rebecca Tonks. Dead end.
Yeah, and I think as Rebecca Tonks turns on that and starts to push forward, again as a coach, you'd just be encouraging Alicia Povey to go and break that line and go and support. The game almost passed her on court and could just do with that second runner and just that second almost distraction for the defenders. Something to think about.
Back to Corral. Corral.
Here we go.
Kirsty Corral unleashed, and Bolton score first. Their new signing from Cheshire. Super finish, 1-0.
It was very, very easy, wasn't it? A lot of quality on that goal. Corral starts the move, and she's able to play wide and just make that simple run through to go and support Laura Tobin. She received it back, and she made no mistake with the finish.
Bolton come forward again. It was an intricate, improvised flick from Bentley, but Sailor able to take it comfortably. 1-0 though to Bolton, and Kirsty Corral on debut for them. There's the goal again.
We saw those two have a titanic battle in a game earlier in the season that me and you were working on, didn't we? And you just have this feeling that they're going to enjoy playing together. Kirsty Corral and Laura Tobin. Two players who are very intelligent, use the ball well, and the early signs are really promising for Bolton of what that could mean.
They'll be looking to kick on in this game from here. Here is the goal scorer, Corral. Nice parallel pass back to Corral, and she returns the ball back to Bolton. Corral still battling hard for possession. Ricochet, and the bounce took it away from Moody. Got her head to it to intervene at the back. Loose one though that time from Curtis. It's all a bit scrappy out there at the moment.
It is, yeah, and Southampton causing themselves a lot of problems there just by not taking control of the situation and taking any ownership defensively.
Oh, it's a loose pass from Corral, and Povey latches onto the end of it, and immediately the hand of apology from Kirsty Corral, who very nearly turned from hero to zero there, and it's an opportunity wasted for Southampton.
She realised straight away, didn't she? Again, that camera angle kind of gives the a great view of just how difficult it is in those situations to find that goal. It's not a big target, and you've got a split second to react to it. I still think Alicia Povey will be disappointed she's not hit the target.
Here's Rebecca Tonks. Curtis to her right, and Curtis was the intended target for the pass. Low. Corral with time to try to pick a pass through, and she did thread the pass through the Southampton defence, but nobody on the end of it. That one runs all the way through and is back with the Bolton goalkeeper Low. Just starting to take control in the way in which the game's being played now though, Bolton. Enjoying the large majority of possession and dictating.
Yeah, and it's no surprise it's kind of come hand in hand with the experience of Kirsty Corral coming onto court.
Yeah, Corral nipped in there to win it back, and well, Bolton might feel that she should have done better. It's a golden chance really after Corral won the ball back and fed it through to Bolton. It was well wide in the end.
Yeah, I think she will feel that. I think she'll be disappointed that she's not made more of that situation. Really good chance to double Bolton's lead, that was.
Forward ball there, looking for Rebecca Tonks, but out and behind. Again, Bolton have time and space to enjoy possession. Buzzer sounds to signal the timeout, which has been called here by Southampton's boss, Will Wilson. What do you think the message will be, Matt, from Wilson to his Southampton camp, having found themselves a goal behind?
I think this will be remembering a game plan. They're only 1-0 down, but you just feel in the last couple of minutes the tide seemed to be turning in Bolton's favour, didn't it? So this will be about remembering the game plan, remembering all the things they've discussed in training leading into this game, and just to be about putting the few things right on court that are starting to go wrong for them. They've stopped that pressure we were talking about earlier. So in their half, they're very, very passive in the way that they're defending, and it's making it quite simple for Bolton just to pick a player off and pick a defensive line off at a time and just play their way through. You just want to see a little bit more and a little bit greater work without the ball from his team, I think. For Bolton, well, it's a great opportunity, isn't it, just to regroup, reset, and talk about how they're going to go and win this game from this great position they find themselves in.
Yeah, 1 goal to the good. It came courtesy of their debutant, new signing, Kirsty Corral. Back underway, and Corral across to take control again. Did have that shaky moment when Corral presented the opportunity for Povey. A couple of times Southampton have had long-range opportunities, with Kaylee Tonks seeing her shot drop wide prior to that.
Don't think that pass needed that touch from Laura Tobin there. She'd have been better off just leaving that and letting Layla Booth just secure it and receive it.
Corral just ushering the teammates forward. Lowe picks out the forward ball. Back to regular 4v4 play now. Across to Booth. Corral. Nice ball, and it's an opportunity for Rebecca Foster. Mo Delaney, who's on to replace Saylor in the Aztecs goal, makes the save.
It's a really good save, isn't it? But this is all Bolton now.
Booth, advantage played by the referee. Will Thompson on the far side as it's hacked clear and out of play for that rolling foul to be indicated. 6 minutes and 54 left to play in this first half before the break. Corral, whisker wide.
Yeah, she saw that quicker than anybody else on court, didn't she? Instantly came over onto the ball, wanted to receive it, and was looking for that shot straight away, straight out of her feet. It's a fierce strike, isn't it? It's not a long way away.
Power and venom behind the strike, but just not quite the direction, not far off. Nicola Curtis there being pulled up for the illegally taken kick in.
We've seen so many of them again, haven't we, today? I think it's been the case all season. There seems to be a real growth in the number of overturned kick-ins. Maybe we could have a new match bill this season. Something to do with that. And
there's a real chance there for Bolton as Tobin was on the end of the pass back to her. Created the chance for herself, really, Tobin. There's a chance here, though, at the other end for Southampton. A couple of opportunities in quick succession.
Yeah, and it's a really good strike, isn't it? It's a long ball forward. Rebecca Tonks does really well. Gets it in behind Lily Robinson and then just sets it for Alicia Povey. And Joy Lowe had to save that. It gave her something to think about.
Southampton here with the set piece. It's a corner that we've seen a number of times from them in weeks gone by when they seem to just be crowded out.
Yeah, they're trying to make it work, aren't they? But a little bit telegraphed almost, and allows whoever their opposition is just to, as you say, crowd things out.
Here's Tobin. A shot that needed saving.
It's a really good save, really good save. It's Bolton asking all the questions.
Set for Tobin, but Curtis did enough to put her off, and Curtis has been set away on the counter charge here. It's Nicola Curtis, and it's a good stop by Lowe. Big moment in the game, perhaps, and it stays 1-0.
Massive moment. What a save this is. As Nicola Curtis comes through here, similar to Booth at the other end earlier in the game, either got to look for that pass and that support and take Joy Lowe out the game, or she's got to shoot high. Joy Lowe does really well. Let's give her full credit. She stands up tall.
All Bolton's hopes there rested on their goalkeeper Joy Lowe, and she didn't disappoint. Really good textbook save. Those are the opportunities that, when they present themselves, Southampton will really need to take. low, didn't need a second invitation there to take the shot on. Delaney resumes play. Met by the head of first Foster and then Tobin. There's Povey though. She's done well to skip past the initial pressure of Rebecca Foster, and might be subsequent punishment, indeed there will, for that foul. Tugged back on the shirt of Alicia Povey. And the yellow card there, the first of the game, shown to Rebecca Foster.
Yeah, straightforward one for the referee to give, isn't it? Pull back, denying that attack. Now Bolton just need to be careful. They're 1-0 up, 4.5 to go in the first half, and they're still going fly goalkeeper. It could, you know, when you're on top, like they are in the game, just one lapse of concentration, one loose touch, one loose pass, something like that, could give Southampton a chance to get back into this one. They've already had two, they've not taken those.
Southampton here looking to use their goalkeeper as the extra player. She wasn't involved in the play, but gave another avenue of potential attack and aspects for Bolton to think about defensively.
It's really important for goalkeepers to know their responsibilities in out-of-pressure moments like those as well.
Booth got by Moody, but not Kaylee Tonks. It's her sister Rebecca. Kaylee Tonks still going. Whole ball hadn't gone there, and indeed Kaylee Tonks goes on and nearly went all the way.
Just sheer tenacity, wasn't it? This not allowing that ball to drop out of play first of all, then continuing her run forwards, and very, very nearly got rewards for it.
Well, still just the one goal in the game, just a single goal separates the teams on the scoreline, but could it be two here? Here's Booth, big chance, big goal. Lila Booth for Bolton had the opportunity earlier in the half, no mistakes that time.
No, it's a fantastic strike, isn't it? Again, it's Laura Tobin at the heart of it. Really good pivot play, wide on that right-hand side, holds the ball up, finds the pass. And this time Booth, winning on goal, makes no mistake. It's a fantastic finish. And that's breathing space.
Bolton are coming forward again here, and there's the third, and it's Kirsty Corral again. Well, hasn't she burst into life on debut for Bolton? 2 goals already, and that's 3 for Bolton.
And it's very, very easy, isn't it, that one? It's the worst possible time to concede, straight after you've conceded again. And just like that, this game looks very, very different for Southampton now. It's fantastic from Kirsty Corral again, picking up that ball, being happy to carry it 10, 20, 25 metres down the court. Then once she was in range, she made no mistakes with the shot.
Delaney with the diagonal there to Curtis, but she can't make anything of it, and you have to take your mind back to that opportunity that Nicola Curtis did have for the Aztecs and the big save which Joy Lowe made.
Yeah, it's fine margins in big moments, isn't it? She scores there and it's 1-1, and it's a totally different game, isn't it?
A couple of goals in quick succession though there for Bolton. And it's 3-0 now. Here's Jade Bolton in possession. Bentley. Curtis Gross on the cover.
Fantastic feat, Jade Bentley, but just sort of carried herself into an area where she was very easily closed off. She has to be a little bit smarter when she's got that.
Last couple of minutes before the half-time break. Long-range strike is comfortably gathered by Delaney, who thought about trying to get the shot in.
It's a good ball, really good ball. It's good defending as well from Moody. So you could see what Carell was looking to do. She's looking to flatten out the first and second line of Southampton's defence.
Bolton coming forward again here. It might break back for Booth. It does. It's still an opportunity. Moody went sliding in the end she wasn't needed as Delaney managed to gratefully gather. It's a good block on the follow-up passage of play from Moody again, and the resultant strike is over the bar, but still Bolton trying to add to their advantage before half-time.
2 or 3 really smart stops from Delaney. But yeah, as you say, it's one-way traffic, isn't it, at the moment? Southampton struggling to string 3 or 4 passes together, not keeping possession at all. And it's attack versus defence.
Bentley well held up. Corral on the hat-trick now. Breaks back for Corral again. And she came close to finding her third.
She did. Again, it's fantastic play, isn't it? Just playing that ball round the corner into that pivot position and then continuing a run to go and support. Will create herself lots and lots of chances.
Corral just forced to check back. Well blocked by Rebecca Tonks. And the strike from her opposite number, Jade Bolton. There's a real sense of control about the game now for Bolton.
Yeah, they'll be really happy with how this half has progressed, won't they? And the position they find themselves as they go into half-time. Really, really comfortable. Look good.
And well on course to picking up what will be their first 3 points in the league this season. Still a long way to go, of course, but they look good forward at the moment. And for Southampton, something will need to change going into the second half if they are to pick any points up from this fixture. Bentley to Corral. Final couple of seconds. And there the buzzer sounds to bring to a close the first 20 minutes of action in this one between Southampton and Bolton. And it's so far so good for Mick Parish's side. They lead at the break by 3-0.
It's been a fantastic half for Bolton, hasn't it? Really taking control of what was quite a cagey game at the start of the half. They've scored 3 good goals. Will be really pleased with the position they find themselves in. And now that they will look at managing this second half to make sure they can build on this rather than allowing Southampton any sort of route back into it.
Let's take a look at the key moments then, with a couple of goals in there for Kirsty Corral and Lila Booth, the other Bolton scorer. These are the all-important moments from that first half.
That's the first goal, and it was all about Kirsty Corral and that quality, that decision-making. First to find the pass through, to follow that pass, and once that ball arrived back at her feet, there was only one outcome. It's a fantastic finish, and that was 1-0.
Yeah, Lauren Saylor was there replaced for Southampton, but Mo Delaney, the replacement goalkeeper, couldn't do anything about that.
It's a really similar area, isn't it, to where they've scored their opening goal from. And as it comes across, Layla Booth makes no mistake.
Touch and finish, super goal.
And then this third one is very, very simple. You cannot, as a Southampton defender, allow Kirsty Corral to run 30 metres with the ball at her feet like this. Completely up to speed, one thing on her mind, very, very direct. And then once she's within range, she unleashes her second of the game, her second of her Bolton career. in her debut, and it's her team's third. And you have to feel like that was a crucial goal. Southampton had some chances. This one for Rebecca Tonks seemed to open up for her. We saw Foster's loose touch on that fly goalkeeper. Kaylee Tonks will feel she should have hit the target. Likewise, Alicia Povey a little bit later in the half.
Yeah, this was an opportunity as well for Povey, and forcing the goalkeeper there low to make the save.
And it was a good save, wasn't it?
A few more chances in amongst it as well, of course, for Bolton, who have very much been in control. That one just a whisker wide from Corral.
Yeah, and she's been the real standout performer in that first half, hasn't she? Just her thinking, the intelligence of how she plays the game really gives the team. This was that big moment just before that second Bolton goal, though, when Nicola Curtis is through on goal, 1v1. There is some support from Ingram as well. One, can she find that pass? Two, could she have shot high, which would have given the goalkeeper low no chance? As it is, it's 3-0 to Bolton, and they look firmly in control.
That's how we stand at half-time then. So far, so good for Bolton. At the break, they lead Southampton Aztecs by 3-0. Welcome back then to St George's Park for the second half of this one between Southampton Aztecs and Bolton. And Bolton leading by 3-0 at the midway point in the Women's Tier 1 of the FA National Futsal Series. And it was a great first half, wasn't it, Matt, for McParish's side?
It really was, yeah. Played really, really well. Took control of the game, and they'll be thrilled with the position they find themselves in as this second half gets underway. It's a massive, massive game for them. Massive game for both sides, but in different ways, wasn't it? But for Bolton especially, they've had a really tough start to the season. Okay, some results that haven't quite gone their way, and they'll feel that they've been desperately unlucky with the calendar. But what they've shown today in that first half is that they can get points on the board here and push themselves into the reckoning for those top 4 spaces, which I think will be really pleasing for everyone involved.
Underway then in the second half. Southampton move an early flurry forward whilst you were speaking there, but it came to nothing. And once again we see Bolton set up in this fly goalkeeper. Did present a couple of opportunities for Southampton from long range in that first half. An opportunity here though for Bolton with the net free. And the defenders back, but Delaney had vacated that space.
Yeah, and in the end I think Alicia Povey was quite happy just to concede the foul and make sure it wasn't anything worse, because Delaney was out of goal. And yeah, both teams have been guilty of that, haven't they, on fly goalkeeper. Not securing that ball properly. Interesting to see what Bolton work here.
Oh, it's clever as it's across to Lily Robinson. Well, 2 decoy runners from the original Bolton wall. One off the training ground for sure, and nearly coming off for them. Moody across here to Delaney, who's remained in goal at the start of the second half, having started on the bench.
Just decision making, isn't it, here? Really letting them down.
Here's Povey though. Just lost balance maybe as she got the shot in, high and wide. Good turn to create the chance, something out of nothing. It's those scraps that Southampton have really had to feed off to try to create opportunities.
It's interesting to see just the change of sort of the ethos from Southampton without the ball, looking to press now a little bit more than what they have done, a little bit higher.
Opportunity here for Bolton to make it 4.
And the first time they haven't pressed in the half, Bolton get a really good opportunity with Rebecca Foster. She'll feel she should have scored.
Yeah, good chance that for Foster. Couldn't take it. Bolton coming forward again, and Tobin's waiting in a promising area. Pass just evaded her.
Yeah, wayward one, wasn't it? Just good opportunity this.
Yeah, a chance for Southampton to pull one back. It's a good stop from Lowe.
It's a really good stop from Joy Lowe. Important one. And that pretty much just sums things up for Southampton. Just not quite coming off, things not quite happening. Here we go.
Here's Ingram.
It has.
Laura Ingram pulls one back for the Aztecs.
And it's sloppy from Bolton, isn't it, to concede. Joy Lowe playing down the centre. We spoke about it earlier in the day. Sometimes goalkeepers get sucked into almost forcing that pass through the middle, and it's so risky if it doesn't come off. Ingram reads it, she was onto it in a flash, and it's a really good finish with her toe, giving the goalkeeper no chance whatsoever. 3-1, Southampton will be buoyed by that, and they'll be hoping that they can find a way back into this one.
Could that spark a Southampton comeback? Just nipped in there ahead of Laura Tobin to win the ball back, Ingram.
And it's the risk with that pass on, I say it so many times to young goalkeepers especially. Don't force that ball through the middle.
Foster across to Booth and agonisingly close to restoring the 3-goal lead.
Yeah, really close. She's been lively, Lola Booth, hasn't she? Found herself in good positions on a number of occasions. Here we go again. Really good technique on the strike. She's gone high this time, above Delaney. Just too high, just clips the bar.
Povey managed to offload, but it was just too far ahead of Rebecca Tonks.
Yeah, unfortunate, wasn't she? Just that little bit of it was a really good nudge actually from Rebecca Foster defensively, just to knock Alicia Povey off balance slightly. Meant that she just had to delay that pass a second. Just denied that opportunity.
Foster to Robinson. Robinson with the ball back across the penalty area.
This is a different game, isn't it now? End to end, much quicker.
Yeah, a new lease of life to the game in this second half, and Southampton with their tails up, having scored. To Povey in a better control there, could have given a real chance.
Again.
Tonks, it's another chance here for Southampton, that time low amends for the error.
Bolton causing themselves problems at the moment.
Foster. It's nice between Foster and Booth, and the latter's on the end of it again. Good stop by Delaney. Came out quickly to close the angle and smother the danger. Good goalkeeping.
Yeah, really good goalkeeping. It's a really good stop from the youngster. Southampton will be so much happier, won't they, with this, from the position they found themselves at half-time. Game and the way that they sort of felt. Here we go.
Chance here for Rebecca Tonks, and that's 3-2. And really now we do have a game on. Rebecca Tonks on the end of the long diagonal pass, and that's 3-2.
And at this moment in time, Bolton have just stopped playing, haven't they? Southampton in the ascendancy. Their first goals give them a bit of joy. The second one now gets them right back into the game. Oh, what a fantastic finish that is. And it's great defending at the other end from the goal scorer Tonks as well.
2 goals since the restart in the opening 5 minutes of the second half. One for Ingram, and then that finish there from Rebecca Tonks. That's how we stand on the scoreboard, 3-2. Towards the second post as Bolton look to claw further ahead again.
Really clever from Lily Robinson. Whipping that ball towards that second post. Jade Bentley's got to be on her toes there, a little bit flat-footed, wasn't able to react to it.
Good ball up to Povey. Povey with a bit of space initially, but she's then dispossessed by Foster. Bentley. All the momentum now at the moment, though, with Southampton.
No surprise that Mick Parrish has called a timeout just to try and settle his team back down. Southampton been really lively since half-time, haven't they? They've got their goals, they got what they deserve from it, and they've got themselves back into it. This is the kind of Southampton we need to see. If they're going to compete at this level, they're going to have to play the way they've played in this first 5 minutes of this half. But they've got to do it for sustained periods as well.
Yeah, well, it's been a completely different game since half-time. The second half performance from Southampton has been so much more improved, and maybe catching Bolton off guard a little bit as well. They've just got to steady the ship somewhat and try to thwart this Southampton onslaught.
I think you may see Bolton look to bring Kirsty Carell back onto court, just trying to settle things down, go with some of their experience, get her and Laura Tobin on, and just see what they can like, just resurrect from this second half at the moment, because they're still leading. They're still in a position where they can rectify what's gone wrong. Just need to put their foot on the ball for a little bit and take back control of this game.
Let's see if that timeout minute has helped them at all to restore the parity and control that they had about the game in the first half. Curtis to Povey, trying to return the ball back to Curtis, but Robinson has it, and Robinson breaks clear of halfway. Robinson with Bentley to her left, just came off the standing foot there for Lily Robinson.
A disappointing one for her, wasn't it? She'd got herself into a really good position. Most frustrating as a player, aren't they, when you've worked hard to get yourself into that situation. Again, Bolton going back to this fly goalkeeper. Can't afford to do that though.
Yeah, took a risk in trying to bypass the first couple of defenders in red. Robinson. Corral. Cross to wide left.
Rebecca Thomas has been exceptional since half-time, by the way. Really stepped up, she's aggressive in the challenge. She's running with purpose when she's got the ball. She's trying to make things happen. That's what Southampton need from her.
Kaylee Tonks with the pass forward, looking for Curtis, but back in Bolton's possession, and Corral skips past a couple of defenders, feeds it through, nice ball, big chance, and a
great save.
Excellent piece of goalkeeping from Southampton's Mo Delaney. She was flying across to prevent that one as well, but Curtis with the block before it reached her.
Save from Delaney, from Bentley. That last time was exceptional, and then that was a really good block from Curtis just to rectify a couple of moments where she's not quite alive. One with the ball, one without it. Got to be on your toes all the time. If you're not in this game, we touched on it earlier, it is relentless, it is unforgiving. The first time you get caught, you are going to be punished as a team.
Delaney. Corral came across and seemed to make heavy contact there with Nicola Curtis. Went flying into the advertising boards.
And again, it's similar to what we were saying in the first game that we witnessed earlier today, about just the amount of contact in those kind of challenges, and just making sure that you're not endangering your opponents. I'm very surprised that referees haven't picked up on that in that situation, because she's firing into those boards, hasn't she? She seems fine.
Yeah, Curtis back to her feet, which is of course good to see. We'll take a moment's rest on the substitutes bench as she's replaced by Moody.
Great play on Nikki. Kaylee Tonks just couldn't sort her feet out, could she? But that's better. Again, better from Southampton. They've got to be brave here. They've got to be willing to leave Rebecca Moody 1v1 with Tobin and go and engage and go and get that ball, because that's when they've had their best moments. If they don't do that, that's when I feel that's when Bolton picked them off, to be honest.
Oof, with the ball across there, and it was dangerous.
Really dangerous.
Still plenty of time left. 12 minutes to go. A lot can change in that time. Southampton have already clawed 2 back since half-time. That effort off target there for Bolton from Corral.
She's had a really good debut, hasn't she? Already we spoke about it beforehand and sort of off air as well, didn't we, Isaac, about what she'd bring to this team. you see there's a quality, isn't there? There's a composure, there's a confidence about Kirsty Corral.
Oh, nice overlapping run there from Tobin. It was utilised well from Jade Bolton before Tobin's shot was saved.
And interestingly, the first time in this half that you've got Tobin and Corral on court together, Bolton now look like they're back in the ascendancy.
Well blocked by Ingram. Out for the kicking. Tobin to Corral. Just wide. They're back with Bolton, and they are back in the ascendancy on the front foot again. That'll be a corner.
Another really clever ball from Laura Tobin, just happy to find that ball round the corner. Real heartbeat of this Bolton team when they have possession. 2 assists already today.
Foster finds Booth. Foster again. Nice cutting pass to Tobin. Into Booth. Well worked from the set piece and really took control again.
And again, it's intelligence from Laura Tobin. Foot on the ball, waits for Kirsty Corral's run, uses that run as almost deception. Finds that pass to Layla Booth.
Another opportunity there for Bolton again as we cut back from the replay, but that time Kaylee Tonks back there to turn it behind, this time the corner from the near side. This though now more like the Bolton side that we saw in the first half, definitely.
Yeah, much better from them, isn't it? A lot more control, a lot more composure. Back in the ascendancy, back.
Oh, there might be an opportunity here though for Kaylee Tonks.
It's a great save.
Not dissimilar to the save that she made in the first half to deny Curtis, and that time it was Tonks whose effort was saved.
And at this stage in the game, that save is as good as a goal, isn't it? Because at 3-2, they're back in the ascendancy. If they concede there, it's a huge blow to them. So many times, Joy Lowe comes up big for this Bolton team. You have to feel like she has done again there.
Moody got the fortune of the ricochet, but the follow-up strike was only into the side netting. Next goal's crucial. Really well poised is this game. Kaylee Tonks against Corral, and
referee rightly shows the yellow card there. So it's something that I know the referee's been working on in these, that sort of blocking and that denying the restart. If Kirsty stands still there, she may have a case that she's not been able to drop away quick enough, but because she puts her foot and she moves her foot towards the ball to block it, it's an easy yellow card, isn't it?
Oh, good fight towards the second post. It was a good set piece.
Not sure whether she meant that, Ingram, but what a pass that was. Almost. So good job Layla Booth was alert.
Well, is the tide beginning to turn back the way of Southampton as it's taken short for Kaylee Tonks? Ingram got her goal early on in this half, which has sparked this momentum shift for Southampton. It's been thwarted though by Bolton since that second Southampton goal went in. Here's Corral.
It's a great ball.
Long ball through to Foster. Foster to the second post. Super goal. It's finished off with the touch from Booth, and Bolton back in control again. Layla Booth with 2, Bolton with 4. Excellent goal.
What a goal that is from Bolton. A real purist futsal goal, isn't it? It's a lovely diagonal pass from Kirsty Corral back to front to find Foster's sort of run down this right-hand side. Foster does really well, 1 to get to it, 2 to pull it back, and Layla Booth is where every coach tells a player to get to, on that second post, looking for that tap in. And that gives Bolton daylight and should settle things back down for them.
There is the latest scorer, Booth, who won't have many simpler finishes. But what a team goal it was, with the way in which the Southampton defence were unlocked. England goes long from that kick in. Tobin brings it down, back to Corral.
So much room, Laura Tobin, to bring that ball under a spell there. And
Booth's got so much room to drive into here as well. Across to Foster again, and back for Booth, and it's almost deja vu. Foster the provider once more, and that's a hat-trick for Lila Booth.
And it's a carbon copy, isn't it, almost? We were just saying that Laura Tobin had the freedom of St George's Park to bring that ball down. Booth, exactly the same. Nobody went to engage. It's just easy, simple, isn't it? Play the ball out to the right, attack the second post, and tap in as that ball comes back across. 5-2 to Bolton. That, you have to feel, will now be game over.
Yeah, well, it's a mountain to climb again now for Southampton. Booth looking to inflict even further pain on them.
Take another look at it. It's a really good ball, by the way, from Rebecca Foster. Let's give her some credit on both of them. Really well-timed passes.
Any Bolton nerves will certainly have been settled now. Foster's got space and receives the ball back. Good challenge, and Povey comes out to scramble with it. Across looking for Rebecca Tonks, and directly behind.
Just again there, Alicia Povey just a split second too early with that pass. The right pass, definitely, but just a split second too early. Wait for Booth to engage, then try and play it. Just gives the defender the chance. Fine margins, but all about timing on those situations.
Povey goes for goal again, and it's wide of the near post that time. 7:36 still to play. Bolton leading now by 5-2. Having led 3-0 at half-time. They were pegged back. A couple of goals in quick succession for Southampton, but they now have it all to do again. Here's Bentley. Robinson. Over halfway, with space to drive into once more. It's Bentley. Lauren Saylor there on as a player in the 4 for Southampton. Usually the goalkeeper, of course. Started the game in goal, but Mo Delaney has made that shirt her own since coming on. Timeout called.
A good timeout as well, I think, from a Southampton perspective. Just gives them an opportunity to regroup, reset, think about the ending to this game. They're not out. They've proven already that they can get goals back, but they've got to up their game again. They've had this sort of rallied, haven't they? Had that opportunity to really take this game to Bolton, and then it's been through Bolton up in their levels and also through Southampton's levels dropping. It's just been taken away from them again. They've got to try and find a way of getting back into this one.
Players return to course, and it wasn't a long stint as one of the 4 for Southampton for Lauren Saylor, as she's back amongst the substitutes.
She looked frustrated about that as well, didn't she? Itching to come and get involved in the situation, as so many players do.
Well, one back by Robinson, options both left and right. It comes to the near side and towards the second post again, and it's that same pass and same finish, but different player. And 6-2 now.
It is, and it's another really well-worked move, isn't it? Out to this right-hand side. Bentley plays it across, and Bolton is on hand to put the 6th in. Far too easy from a Southampton perspective. Bolton won't mind. They'll be really, really happy. It's a strong challenge between Povey and Bolton in the middle of the court. They come forward again.
Yeah, threatening to become a bit of a heavy scoreline now. Jay Bolton, the last scorer, with yet another simple finish at that second post. So effective. It's definitely been so effective for Bolton today. Here's Foster going down on goal again. That time into the near post side netting.
I think Robinson miskicked that. I think she was looking for the same pass as the last 3 goals. But as you say, really, really threatening to get a little bit ugly now for the Aztecs, isn't it? Should we take another look at this one? Another fantastic move, wasn't it, from Bolton.
Low there, happy to see that one run out and go behind. If you missed it earlier, Bloomsbury with a big 3 points in the women's Tier 1, beating London Helvetia. Big scalp that. 12 points from 12, 4 wins from 4 for them this season so far. Bolton here are on course to pick up their first 3 of this league campaign this season. Here's Foster. Cross from right to left. Povey to Tonks. Foul. Just a late challenge from Jade Bolton.
Yeah, just breaking up play. Clever game management, I think, in that situation. Why take the chance? 5 minutes left, no fouls on the board. Take one. Slow the game down. And now, for Bolton, it's just a case of they don't have to have the ball, do they? They can just let this clock run down. Fully in control of this one. Just void of ideas, aren't they, Southampton, in those situations?
Yeah, it's proved to be another difficult afternoon for them, as has been the case in all of the games so far this season. Rock bottom of the league table, and it doesn't get any easier for them either with the relentless nature of the league. Kicking which Moody stands behind. Takes it left-footed, it's cleared away by Foster. Now the player on the far side. Bentley back to Bolton. Not target that time.
Very easy again though, isn't it? Bolton just playing 1-2s effectively round lines of the Aztecs defence.
Curtis looking for Saylor. Bolton ball. Long diagonal lofted over the compact Southampton 5 as the corner's given. Southampton will be up against Hartbury next time out, next week. They'll face Hartbury at their host event. It's deflected there and comes back off the upright. Close to number 7. Just came off the right leg, didn't it, of Laura Ingram. Curtis, spins away. Down court, but into touch again.
Bolton keen to get on with this one.
They're in search of more goals and maybe sensing an opportunity to rack the goals up a little.
And you can understand why, can't you? At this stage.
Another overturned kick in.
It has to be something to do with new match ball, doesn't it? And I know from talking with players at Derby, it's a bit heavier than what the players were used to last year. So whether they're setting the ball and expecting it to work the same way, it sounds trivial, doesn't it? But
well, that's nice. Sailor to the second post. Oh, would have been a brilliant goal. A fluff of the lines, though, from Nicola Curtis. Well, it was a great move.
It was a fantastic move.
Give credit for that, for the way in which the wall pass was played there between Sailor and Tonks, but, well, just a simple finish in the end, and it wasn't to be.
Yeah, and Nicola Curtis won't want to see that one again, will she? Really difficult one for her to take. Should be scoring. Should be finishing off what was a really, really good move from her team.
Robinson. Delaney turns it behind. Mentioned that Southampton will face Hartbury next week for Bolton. They'll be up against London Helvetia. And we earlier today saw beaten as Corral goes in search of her hat-trick. Povey. Forward to Kaylee Tonks and looking for Alicia Povey again, who was lurking in the penalty area around the goal mouth.
Important defending from Corral this time, wasn't it? Showing her importance at both ends.
Here's Corral with the ball at her feet. Up and over halfway. Sailor in closest attendance to her. And Southampton do win it back. Povey. Tonks. Still probing, still pressing, still trying their best, but just falling short once more, Southampton today.
Yeah, and it'll be another tough one for them to take, won't it? Because there's no doubt the effort's there, no doubt the desire's there, and at times, no doubt that there is ability in this team. Just for large sustained periods, they're getting blown away by their opposition at the moment, and it must be really, really frustrating for the players, the coaches, and the staff at the club, who are working really, really hard to develop and improve.
Ingram. Slammed clear.
I think it's easy to forget sometimes, though, that it's only this Southampton team's second season. Were very, very late additions to last year's National Futsal Series. They've done remarkably well in a very short space of time.
Corral with the net free. And that is number 3 for Kirsty Corral. Hat-trick complete for her on her Bolton debut. And things just getting even better for Bolton.
Yeah, it's a great finish, isn't it? And it's that risk element of that fly goalkeeper again. Just don't secure the ball. So often we say it with Southampton, you run that risk. And Kirsty Corral helps herself to a third, her team 7th, and she has proven to be a fantastic addition to this Bolton side.
(7-2) then to Bolton. Oh, all the way through to the second post. Seems to evade everyone there in defence for Bolton.
I think even if Ingram hits the target there, I think Jade Bolton is in a good enough position that she'd just defend that out and it would have been a corner. But yeah, it evaded everybody, and she just didn't make a clean contact, did she?
Another opportunity here as Bolton finds space down wide right, corner. Two minutes to play and it is 7-2 to Bolton. Tobin back to Foster. Skews that one wide. All the way through here to Becca Tonks. And another great save from Joy Lowe. That's the third that we've seen from her today. The third similar type of save.
Yeah, really, really big stops when called upon. That's a fantastic split save, isn't it? That almost trademark futsal K save that you see so often performed.
Approaching the final minute to conclude today's games. But we'll be back with more tomorrow as attention turns to the men's side of things in the FA National Futsal Series, with 4 games to bring to you live from St George's Park. Coming your way tomorrow. Long range strike there is wide of the left-hand post. Frustration again for Southampton.
And it's etched all over their faces, isn't it? You can't fault their effort. They're working really, really hard. And you know, when they pull it back to 3-2, it looked like game on, didn't it? And then Bolton just went up through the gears almost. Southampton just haven't been able to live with them.
Still looking for another consolation goal, Southampton, but that's out of play. Who's then been the star performer for you, Matt, today?
I think the player we've spoke about the most, Kirsty Corral, has been fantastic on debut, really added something to this Bolton team. Just her experience is going to help them so much, and she's proven it today. Some really good moments defensively, 3 fantastic goals, and she'll be looking forward to taking the game to did you say Helvetia next week?
Yeah, indeed. London Helvetia are the opposition for Bolton. They'll have their tails up and they've got confidence from today's game going into that. But Kirsty Corral then the player of the match, having only been announced as signed this week after Cheshire pulled out of the top tier. Delaney's kick there hits the roof. Last couple of seconds of play and then Bolton's 3 points will be confirmed. And their first 3 points of this season. And there goes the buzzer to confirm it. 7-2 the final score. A great day out the office for Bolton, who led by 3 at half-time. A couple of goals in quick succession for Southampton from first Ingram and then Tonks threatened a Southampton comeback, but Bolton really stepped up the gears and in the end ran away with it. 9 goals in the game, 7 of them for Bolton. There's the final score. Southampton 2, Bolton 7.
It's been a fantastic display and just what Bolton wanted, wasn't it? They'll be really, really happy as a club to have put themselves in this position now where they've got this win. They go into a game level on points with Helvetia next week. And that looks like a massive, massive game, doesn't it?
This was at the start of the second half then when Southampton threatened their comeback.
Yeah, and it was almost the rally, wasn't it? Mistake from Joy Lowe to go through the middle. Gave Southampton that chance. Ingram seized on it, made no mistakes with the finish, and you saw how much it meant to her with the reaction and the celebrations. Straight away, almost afterwards, they found themselves in this position. Foster got caught under the ball. Tonks was able to squeeze the ball through Joy Lowe, who came rushing out, as she so often does. And at 3-2, I think we thought game on, didn't we?
Yeah, it seemed that way, but didn't turn out like that. Bolton came back and scored 3 goals, very similar to each other, that being the first of them, with the pass from wide right to the second post.
It's a really good pass through as well, isn't it, from Carell to Foster, just to start that move off. This one here, perfectly weighted. Foster did really well to find that second post area. This one, really simple. Booth driving into space, unopposed pretty much, and then just the pass and the run to the second post. And that, at that point, for me, was game over. Bolton weren't finished though, and they carried on, didn't they? And they got another really good goal, very similar to the other two. Like you said, Isaac, and Jade Bolton was able to tap home and get her name on the score sheet.
Yeah, the same style of goal, 2 different players linking up, with Jade Bolton at the second post to tap in that time. They were really running away with it then, Bolton, and Kirsty Corral with the icing on top of the Bolton cake to find her hat-trick on debut.
And this is something that we see so often from Southampton, isn't it? Just causing themselves problems by not securing the ball when utilising the fly goalkeeper. And unfortunately for them, in this sense, Kirsty Corral was able to just take that ball home and find that bottom corner. It was her third, a perfect debut for her, and a perfect day for Bolton as they get their first win of the season.
Yeah, it certainly was. They certainly do. There are the results from round 6 of the FA National Futsal Series Women's Tier 1, with just the 2 games being played in the top flight today, but wins for Bloomsbury and Bolton. 4-1 win for Bloomsbury in what was a very impressive display over last year's league winners London Helvetia. Before that game that we've just witnessed there, Bolton beating Southampton by 7 goals to 2 with a second half storm. And this is how it leaves the league table going into the fixtures next week.
It's a huge gap, isn't there, now between the top 2 and the rest. And you look at things and you think he's wide open behind them, and they've only got to get into that top 4 because of the playoff format, so it's not a massive issue. The top 2 will enjoy having that cushion, gives them some security in terms of their positioning, but it's all to play for behind them, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is, and Bolton there move into the top 4 with their first 3 points of the season to add to that 2-2 draw that they enjoyed with London Helvetia earlier in the season. Helvetia there with a game in hand, but now find themselves 6 points behind Birmingham in second place and 8 behind Bloomsbury as the league leaders. Bloomsbury top of the tree going into game week 7. Thank you for joining us today with big wins for Bloomsbury and Bolton. Goodbye.